18s. You can see the blue line gave us our exit price from the original sell, and the green line gave us our entry price from the buy trade into that trade level. So it's worked out rather nicely. We've got a nice buy side pop on this one. It's making a wee bit of monies, and that's all she wrote. Stops at break even, if you don't mind on that trade. Stops at break even. Moving into the higher time frames. There's been nothing on the higher time frames to trigger. It's been a little bit light, but it has been sparking into the trigger. But as I said, it's on the lower time frames to see the trade. And we've just seen a bit of business moving the needle on this. Now, looking at the big picture in the background, you can see these triggers in the big 15-minute chart areas. You can see that we've seen some trade into the bottom edges here, made a wee bit of a dent to the upside. Got a wee sell up here, which made some money scratched out. Yesterday. And then, of course, the big one from yesterday didn't develop into much, but it certainly made some money again and scratched out into that 120 halves area. And I was selling the halves at that stage, as you know, from yesterday's markets. And we got a reasonable sell drop phase until, of course, it started to work its way back into the top edges here. And then we started to see that top edge forming just in there. And then it failed to negotiate much to the downside, but it certainly never rallied at that stage. And then we found the rally coming in, and we're now trading this as we see it. So on the 5-minute charts, you see the buy trade coming in, not the sell trade. It's not visible, but the buy trade certainly coming in on a down candle, and that's what I'm looking for because I need the discount price to get into that trade. Catching up with the trade log. We can see that we got a few more buy trades in here at 1509s, and we've marked them on the charts. So you see there's a whole list of buy orders coming in at the 25,200 level. It's punched a hole through to the top edge at 25s. We told you that we wouldn't sell it until 25s as a minimum. So if you decided to work sell side 25s, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's a bold trade. I mean, it's a very, very, very aggressive trade, but it's worked out. We did tell you that that's where the trade would be if you wanted to take a shot. You've obviously got yourself a wee bit of cash and a stop at break even. You're obviously going to be a wee bit concerned about the tech coming back in on the buy side here, knowing that there's a buyer at 25,200 on the tech side. And they might just decide to pop straight back in at 25,200. So as a seller of a top edge at 25s, you know that that's going to be a problem child for us at this point. But if you look at the buy orders at higher prices, it has been spectacular today, simply spectacular. Not a lot of traders would have looked at that and says, I know exactly what's going on. You've looked at this and you've seen these orders coming through in real time, and you've known exactly what's been going on, and that stopped you fading silly prices. Remember we talked about the silly person that sold 150? Well, imagine they didn't get stopped out. Imagine they held the position because they were convinced that the volatility was right on this case. They were convinced the 150 was going to sell off because they saw volatility diverging. And they're sitting on a massive loss at that stage, blown their account out several times. The trade is absolutely busted here, right? Absolutely busted. So you can't pick and choose the stuff. You can just make sure you're always aware across all the things. It's called lateral vision. And what you've got to do is make sure through lateral vision that you know what else is happening elsewhere. It's never a one trick. It's always got lots of things. Sometimes we get a bit of volume there, a bit of value there, and other times it doesn't agree and you can step aside, and other times it's massively in agreement and you can take your shot. So that's what you've got to do as traders. You've got to have lateral vision, know what's happening across the other side of the floor, and just make sure you don't miss some really important information that's starting to develop in the background.